All right, Mike, walk us through the Ironman Motocross Nations here. First time here and everything. Walk us through it all.
Man, it was a weekend. Actually, it was a week and a half leading into this. There was some challenges. Our guys overcame them, and I couldn't be prouder of these guys that stepped up this weekend after a long season. You know, coming in losing 2 riders is difficult, but these guys stepping in the week before the race is a much tougher task than it may sound. For them to come in at this level to do the performance they did this weekend is so special, and I'm really proud of the second place, and I'm proud of these guys.
Yeah, and so a lot happened in between leading up to the race and at the race. RJ has the issue at the end of the race. I guess, what's the communication like with the team? What's going through your head? Just what's that like whenever, you know, I saw gas was spewing out of his bike. There's no way he could keep going. What's that like, the feeling like, the communication like? What's the process like when there is a DNF, especially late in the race there?
Sure, yeah, I think leading into the whole thing, the teamwork here, you know, dissecting each moto is what we did with the team, the riders, the managers. We really went through things. So it's motocross, anything can happen, and it's hard to overcome some of those challenges when they're that large, but you know, we did, and we overcame a lot to the second place, and that goes to say what we did throughout the weekend, and everyone contributing from every single team that was involved it was really special, to be honest.
Yeah, and then I know you've kind of been behind the scenes, I guess, because Roger's been the guy, the man, I guess, leading the whole thing. This was your first one, I guess, in the real shoes, stepping in for him. Did you feel extra pressure leading into this one? And I know that you've been, like I said, involved. So I guess how much did that help that it wasn't just your first full go, but first one in the USA? Was there extra pressure for that? And I guess what was that process like, just stepping into the head position, I guess?
Sure. So obviously there's pressure stepping in after Roger Coster, who's given so much to the sport in this team, but we're not replacing. You know, there's no way he can fill those shoes. So there is a lot of pressure. Now tack that onto being home. There's a lot of pressure that comes in with this, and you know, when he decided to step away, we had that conversation at Redbud this year, and we knew it was coming. I've been doing this with the team since 2017, so we've been in place ready for this, but we didn't know quite who the replacement would be or how we were going to handle that piece. So once he did make that decision, I spent all summer going around to the teams, the U.S. industry reps, everyone you could think of that contributes to this team or is involved with this team, and a lot of the fingers started pointing my way, which I'm quite thankful for and really humbled by, to be honest with you. But you know, by doing it this way, they can come to me with rider contracts, rider injuries that might be lingering, who's interested, who's not. Even during the day today, you know, they want to come and say if something's wrong with the bike, they can tell me, and it's a completely unbiased situation. So I think this is great. It worked this weekend. Everybody seems really happy with it. We're going to continue that process.
Yeah, so I guess like feels good because we got on the podium, but it's probably also bittersweet and stings a little bit. Like, where you at with like the emotions and everything? And it's a long year, and I feel like we go back to back, like Supercross and Motocross and SMX and this. It's like, I guess, how do you download all the information? I guess, where are you sitting at with it? How are you feeling?
It's tough.
I guess
it's a long weekend. It's a long year, right? But coming in this weekend, do we want to win? Absolutely. That's the ultimate goal of Team USA every single time we take to that track. The Australians are tough to beat. They threw everything at it. We knew they were going to be tough to beat. And I think we were tough to beat. You know, we just faced some challenges, and they're incredible riders, and we have incredible riders, and we matched today at Ironman, and they got the best of it this time. But the second place is certainly to be proud of, for sure.
And then just real quick, this history of this venue, like it started off as a GNCC venue. It has, you know, Pro Motocross around, I think, for a dozen years now. Loretta's qualifiers, now Ironman, you know, Monster Energy Motocross Nations. How can you see the evolution of this track, and I guess how significant is that for this area and everything like that?
Yeah, and I started coming to the GNCCs with the AMA, so I've seen a lot of different variety of racing here for sure. And to have the Motocross Nations here is just a capstone piece. That this facility, if you were here, if you guys watched on TV, it was phenomenal. They put this together. The facility is huge. It can hold everybody, and we really gave a good show to the world today of what we can do at Ironman.
Yeah, and speaking of the world, like you know, Joe Shimoda, all the guys from the other countries, they're under like the AMA sanctioning, so you watch them all year long. I guess what was that like? I guess watching them, obviously you want to beat them, but like seeing Joe Shimoda do well in the 450, obviously the Lawrence brothers, you work with them all year. What was that like? I guess you're probably, proud that so many U.S. based riders now did so well this weekend, right?
For sure, these guys step up. Joe, especially today. You know, the Australians and the Lawrences can't take anything away from anybody. And you know, the guys that ride with us all year is the AMA Federation. It's special. You get to see them every weekend, and see them do well here is really cool too. It's hard to go against them sometimes, but it's really special for sure.
Yeah, and then I guess, like, is there one big takeaway from this week? You can go even learning for next year. I know you guys are always adapting. What things can we do better? You know, I got to see a little bit of the inside of the truck yesterday, some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. Is there anything you can point to, like, for next year, or is it just the competition's just so strong right now? Like,
yeah, it's tough. Competition's fierce, to be honest with you. I don't think there's another word for it, and you can't make a mistake. You can't miss at this level. And I can tell you, starting tomorrow, we're working on France because it's that important to us. And we already have rooms booked. We got the trailer lined up, so we're ready to rip, and we're taking it as seriously as you can. And I can't wait, to be honest.